Good day, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Score Boston Presents. I'm your host, Rob Stutzman, and today we have the distinct pleasure of having Elaine Chow of Shop Value Boston, who is a recent recipient of the 2023 Score Boston Rising Star Client of the Year Award, and Ramesh Advani from Score Boston, who is Elaine's mentor. Coincidentally, both Elaine and Ramesh are of Asian heritage as we celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Elaine, Ramesh, welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I know our listeners will be eager to learn about you two, so why not take a moment and tell us just a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, I can jump in. Thanks for having us on the call today, Rob. I am a career changer. So I came into entrepreneurship midway through my career. The first half of my career was 20 years in the nonprofit sector and executive management, most recently at leading HR teams. And during the pandemic, like a lot of people, I was thinking about what was filling my cup, and I wanted to do something really different. So I did a pivot from the nonprofit social impact space into small business and entrepreneurship, and decided to open a franchise of Chop Value here in Boston. We are the second US franchise of the whole global network, and it's been going well so far. We've been in production since September, making gifts and furniture custom features out of locally recycled chopsticks.
Great, thank you. Ramesh?
Thanks, Rob, also on my part for having us both here. So my background is I'm a retired senior finance and operations executive with experience in the public and private sector and the nonprofit, including financial services and high-tech medical and materials manufacturing. I used to work for the state as the director of the federal grants management for the disbursement of federal grants. And when I retired in 2015, I decided I was going to get involved with organizations like Score Boston and Mass Challenge. And I'm doing this on a pro bono basis as a mentor and a counselor to technology entrepreneurs that are focused on social impact, clean tech, and other causes. So I was delighted when the system connected me up with Elaine Chow for Chop Value Boston.
Nice, that's excellent. Elaine, one of the biggest challenges in starting a business is just doing it. Many solopreneurs and entrepreneurs have great ideas, but they don't know how to turn them into a business. How did you accomplish it?
Um, I think there are a bunch of different aspects to this. So first of all, we are a franchise, which I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about in terms of entrepreneurship and starting a small business. But the benefit of being a franchise is that we have, a track record of knowledge from the franchisor. We had a playbook for kind of how to start up. So we're building the market in Boston. We're building a lot in Boston, but we're not starting from scratch, and we're certainly not reinventing the wheel. So there's been a lot of support from that aspect of it. I think separate from that, I'm a doer. A lot of people say working moms know how to kind of get everything done. It's kind of in my blood. My career up till now was in operational roles. I went to business school 15 years ago, and so I had the foundational concepts as well. But yeah, I'm happiest when I am doing probably 3 to 5 different things at the same time.
That's great. Ramesh, I know you deal with a number of different clients. What did you see in Elaine that caused you to say, aha, this person is a rising star?
Well, Elaine actually just enumerated all the things. She says she's happiest when she's doing 4 to 5 things. She's a doer, operational person, and all the reasons. But what struck me the most was here's someone who decided to take the risk. To be an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to take the risk and not only put your money where your mouth is, but then work hard to make it happen. And uh, all the clients that I see, I find the ones that are most successful are the ones who will spend time planning and thinking and will deliver it with the mentor and talk about all the options and will not take things for granted. I mean, I love the way when Elaine asked me questions about areas that they're not necessarily her area. She'll still say, wait, what did you mean by that? So someone who is willing to take the risk and work hard, and I think somebody like that is definitely going to be more than a rising star, is going to be a star.
That's great. Elaine, I'm sure you've had a number of successes along the way. What has been your greatest success so far?
The greatest success so far. I would have to say, I'm caveating this by it's not yet a great success, but it's the first step in a series of successes that we hope will come. And that is in the public contracting space, which has been a beast to kind of figure out. It took us about 5 months to get certified as a women-owned, minority-owned business. And so our value proposition for public funded contracts and projects is very high. So not only are we a diverse certified vendor, but we also have environmentally preferable products. The sustainability story, the local manufacturing story is all very compelling. I think for public projects, and also I would say in the corporate space, very similar goals that people are trying to achieve. And but being certified, taking 5 months to get certification was only the first step of that process. Now we've got to figure out how the heck does this whole system work, and it is, I think, practically impenetrable, but I am determined to figure it out. And last week we delivered our first order of 20 rolling filing cabinets to City Hall, which was really, really exciting. So that was a great bright spot of encouragement after about a year of slogging through trying to figure out this beast of a system.
Okay. I was going to follow that up with a question about what's been your greatest challenge to date. And it sounds like you kind of covered that as well.
Oh, we've had so many different challenges. I mean, we two that come to mind are, I was expecting to go into production last summer. I thought, we're ready to go. We've set up the recycling network. All I have to do is find a manufacturing space and we're good to go. And little did I know that, industrial space was at a 4% vacancy for all of 22. So it took me about 5 months to find a space that was right for us, that would fit our budget, that was located in a place where employees would be able to access it easily. That was really, really hard. And the other challenge that we've had is that this labor market is bananas. So having been in HR for a long time, I know that the labor market is in a highly unusual place right now, and finding the right people has definitely been a challenge, but we've been lucky on both of those fronts. We were lucky to find a space, and we've been extremely lucky to find some really, really amazing employees. So that's been great.
Well, that's wonderful. Ramesh, what in your mind makes a great client for SCORE to mentor? What's the single most thing that individuals should know or do prior to starting a relationship with SCORE?
That's a good question. I would say that a great client for SCORE, to me, there are many qualities. I think one of them is the client should be willing to listen and take advice, and then try to work on the advice that's given, take the action items, and then if the advice doesn't pan out, to be willing to sit there and discuss, okay, what could we do differently? How should I go forward on this? And someone who is definitely open, as I was saying earlier, willing to take a risk, because that's the biggest challenge that the entrepreneur faces, and those are the people we mentor. Single most important thing that they should know before starting a relationship is the chemistry is very important between the mentor and the mentee. If they can click um, and work together, I think, and that's not something right away. You only, that happens over time as you start working together.
That's awesome. Great. Elaine, is there any additional advice you would offer to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, or small business owners?
I mean, I think, this is what we're talking about today, right? I think it's to know your strengths and to know where you need support, where you're weaker, and to go and seek out that support in different ways. So Ramesh has been an amazing mentor through SCORE, and I also have 1 to 2 other kind of mentoring teams available to me. And so it can be very lonely, I think, as a lot of solopreneurs know, and I'm a person who does my best work bouncing ideas off of other people. So creating your own board, in a sense, from different mentors and advisors that have different areas of expertise. So I knew going into this that, I had been working in executive management of a business for 20 years, but I've never actually started a business from scratch. I knew nothing about franchising. Part of the reason why Ramesh and I were partnered with SCORE is that he has experience with franchising through supporting his wife's franchise business as well. And so, I have another group of mentors that has sales expertise. I'm not a salesperson. I'm trying to learn it. And so just really not being afraid to say, these are the areas where I'm weaker, and let me find people who can help me be better.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Thank you. So how can people find Chop Value Boston? Do you have a website? And I think you mentioned you might have something special for our listeners.
Oh, sure. Well, our website is www.chopvalue.com. That is the whole Franchise Network's website. So if you go there, fall in love with some products and decide to place an order, if you use the code Made in Boston, all one word, you'll get free shipping or free local delivery. If we're already coming to your area, we like to drop that off in person. And we will get credit for that sale. And that'll ensure that it's made in Boston versus at one of the other Chop Value microfactories. Another thing you could do is follow us on Instagram. Our handle is chopvalue_Boston. And there you'll see a lot of the custom projects that we've done for people, a lot of the furniture, a lot of the creative ideas that our customers have had. They've come to us and said, hey, can you do this for us? And we said, we love to try making new things out of this amazing material. So our Instagram has a lot of examples there that the website does not. So, and you can get in touch with us either direct messaging there, or you can email us. The email address is boston@chopvalue.com.
Wonderful. I think a lot of people hopefully are going to be visiting your site to see what you have to offer. We've come to the fun part of our time together. We call it rapid fire. And what rapid fire is I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and you just give me the first thing that pops into your head. You guys ready?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Favorite actor?
Kate Blanchett.
Meryl Streep.
Favorite dessert?
Anything with lemon.
Oh, anything chocolate.
Favorite hobby?
Currently, gardening.
Oh, for me, it's travel.
Nice. Well, it has been a pleasure chatting with you guys today. We thank you so much for taking time out to talk with us. And we wish you both all the success throughout the rest of 2023. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you so much.
Rob. Yeah,
All
thanks,
right.
Elaine.